Hello and welcome to AniPod, where Matt has left me all alone in Japan, and Glen will never leave America until he dies, where his body will then be transported and buried beneath an animate in Akihabara.
No!
Jeez.
Don't you ever say? Can we restart? Because fuck you. That is not the opening.
That's a lie. Because Glen's dead body's not even gonna make it to Japan.
No.
So.
Yeah. It's gonna be another Malaysian Airlines thing.
No, dude, I'm gonna get on a plane to Japan. It's finally gonna happen. It's like I bought the ticket. Everything's going perfectly. It's gonna be the plane's just gonna crash and I'm gonna fucking die. And it's not even gonna crash in Japan. I'm gonna crash in the fucking ocean.
Nah, you would crash in Hawaii and survive, but like you just have never left America.
Yeah. I was gonna say that you crashed like onto an American ship, just so that technically you never left American soil.
You know what's worse, Matt? The fact you were there and you left.
What? Oh, Japan?
Yeah.
Not great, but at least New York isn't like the worst place in the world.
New York fucking sucks. Shut up.
I mean,
Glenn, I do not want to hear that from someone who is from like bumfuck nowhere.
Oh no! Bumfuck nowhere is always gonna be better than New York.
Thank you.
It's not like it's a city that's like ranked on like every top list of like best cities for whatever. So
well, we're recording now. And AniPod, if you did not know, since it's been such a long time, AniPod stands for Anime Podcast. Very clever, very, very clever, and very searchable. And we talk about anime.
There's got to be so many people who are seriously mad that we've already taken this.
I'm pretty sure people took it before we took it. Even back in like 2013, when like AniPod was just it was just a bunch of like nobody. Like anyone could be on AniPod.
We do not talk about those days. I'm cutting that out. We don't talk about that. So this episode we're talking about this season.
I guess
the summer 2018.
Let's talk about anime.
We just talk about anime, but like all three of us kind of, well, not you, but like Callum and I basically just kind of hate anime at this point.
I mean, we've always hated anime.
I mean, I watch movies. That's something I do.
Did you watch Penguin Highway? Is that out yet?
Penguin Highway.
Yeah, that's out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Abysmal performance in the box office.
Yeah. It was like, because it's not a big name director, and it's Morimi who kind of has this like sort of cultish following. Like he's big among literary nerds there.
I was surprised that they didn't sell it under it's like Tatami Galaxy guy or like Eccentric Family Guy. I mean, I'm not saying that would have helped it a lot more, but I felt like that would have gotten some more attention.
Yeah, but it's kind of totally different to both of those things.
It looks totally different.
Like,
yeah.
It's not set in Kyoto. Like, in fact, the setting this time is totally irrelevant.
Did you go see the Hero Academia movie?
No.
Yeah, I don't care about it, but I was just like, other people probably do.
I got told by so many
All right,
people.
Well, we set the title once. That's it. That show is now banned forever from this podcast.
But we can put it in the title now, right? We can make it one of the tags.
No.
Just have it in the thumbnail.
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, have it in the thumbnail, have it in the tags description, and we'll have it like as a highlighted comment.
Yeah,
let's all make a YouTube video about it and act like it's way more interesting than it is.
Yeah. Like talk about its soundtrack. Oh, I don't know.
No, not even that.
Talk about how whatever. That show's terrible, guys. Get better taste. I don't care if I'm like being a fucking asshole when it comes to My Hero Academia, but like I fucking hate it.
I don't go that far. I just think there's literally no discussion for us. There's literally like, I would rather talk to you two about anything else.
Yeah, I mean I like season 2. That's fun.
There's fine stuff, but it's like talking about like Stain or like all that other stuff. It's like I could just talk. It's like those are discussions I had when I was like 15 with people and talking about like the shonen anti-villain and that sort of shit. Like it just retreads a lot of ground and just doesn't bring anything new. So I'm good. I'd rather talk about Isekai Mel.
Oh fuck. You know that like the one interesting thing I found to like talk about for that show is it's the same character designer as the new Pokemon movie.
The one thing interesting to talk about it is that it's a good show.
Is it really?
But Glenn, which Rem is better?
That's hard because Sky Mao has a Rem and there's ReZero's Rem. I feel like ReZero's Rem was kind of by proxy. She wasn't ruined for me, and I still like her a lot because like I read ReZero like fucking like 4 years. Like I was into ReZero 4 years before the anime ever existed. I swear to fucking god. And like for whatever reason, novel people didn't jump on Rem as hard as anime people did. So like Rem wasn't like the popular icon that she was. And like I just saw a bunch of fans talk about Rem like every day for like a year. So I think I just by proxy gotta say Isekai Mao's Rem is better.
I mean, I personally like Isekai Mao's Rem more because she's just not waifu bait. She's just not bait in general. I feel like in the beginning for ReZero, like Rem was just like a normal character.
She's
but...
a lolly Mako girl. What do you mean she's not bait?
Okay, she's not bait in the same way that Rem has now become bait, in which like you saw the OVA ReZero OVA preview where they just fucking baited Rem out. So
I mean,
I thought that was super in the PV for the OVA coming out, like it's called like Memory of Snow or something. Like I've read that short story actually. It's a short story where like basically they teach Subaru how to cook. It's cute. Like in the fucking PV, like they went through the efforts of like actually animating and storyboarding this entire PV, and I don't think that any of that PV is actually going to show up in the OVA. Because at the end of it, Rem says, it's an OVA.
Yeah, because basically Amelia enters the kitchen and she says, what are you guys making? And Rem literally says, we're making an OVA.
We're making an original video animation.
Yeah, she says it in English.
Yeah.
I think that's all we have to say about Isekai Mao, though.
No, what do you do?
Yeah,
what do you mean,
ReZero
Isekai
is the
Mao?
only
You've
thing.
messaged me so many times. Like you messaged me.
I messaged you one time.
No, you did.
I like it. It's enjoyable.
It's very
But-
enjoyable, and you were like,
I don't know
what's
what
her-
else is there
what's
to
her
say
name?
about
It
it.
escapes me. You were like, so and so.
Oh, the elf girl? Yeah, she's a fucking thought.
Yeah, you were like, she's a slut.
I didn't say slut. I said thought. I don't use.
You said slut.
I do not. No, I did not say slut.
Anime girls can't be sluts. We know this. They're all pure and innocent.
I did not say slut. I said she was a thought.
It's literally impossible.
Which I was just joking with Glenn because she just like basically uses her assets to like get everything, which isn't like bad, but it's just like whoa.
Use what you got, girl.
It's just that's her character. It's just for the past like 6-7 episodes. It's just been that.
I love it. I would never recommend Isekai Mao to like anybody, but I love it. It's like I feel like I get like these weird attachments to things that like I read before the anime is even announced, and when it starts airing, I either like completely despise it or like I double down on how much I like it because people are like, "Oh, this is such garbage."
I do tend to like things more when others kind of hate them. So because fuck anime fans. You
Well,
know,
it's
like-
because their entire reason for hating it is that like, yeah, it's pretty ecchi. It's like that's fair. That's fair. But then they never discuss any of the other aspects of the show besides that. And it's like, yeah, it's like demoralizing to women and stuff, but it's fucking I'm a dude, so fuck woman. Am I right?
Is that your
Free is-
take?
No, no, I'm joking, please.
Well, we have recorded audio for the court.
I
so-
respect all women. I am a woman respecter. I have a queen. She slays every day, and I tip my fedora to her.
Oh my god. Callum, please, what have you
She's
seen?
2D, of course.
Just something. Name something.
Penguin Highway.
Okay, let's talk about Penguin Highway. Well, like, just give us the rundown on how you felt about it. I honestly am not confident that you understood any of the dialogue in Penguin Highway.
Okay,
but
okay, so it's a cast of kids, which usually means, yeah, I got everything. Like, I can understand the entire Pokemon movie because they all talk, even if they're not adults. The main fucking kid is so fucking annoying because he doesn't talk like a child at all. I can understand when he's being childish, which is, like, great. Thankfully, that's, like, the main plot stuff is often done, but, like, delivered pretty simply. It's less complicated language than the Eccentric Family and Tatami Galaxy, where it's just endless monologues about nothing. But, yeah, so I understood most of the film. Thankfully, the stuff that I thought that I completely didn't understand was stuff that's never explained it in the first place. For instance, there's a lot of this. It's a sci-fi film because it's got sci-fi elements. Everything's like kind of got a root and a reason to them. However, what I thought I didn't understand the entire time was what that reason was. It turns out it never tells you. It never tells you where the penguins come from exactly, or why some of the things are happening, or who certain characters really are. But once you've moved past that, you can just accept, like, the general story about loss and about growing up.
Well, people who harp on about, like, explanations of things tend to be the worst people who consume media.
But, I mean, if you're a sci-fi fan, because this Penguin Highway runs sci-fi awards, you'd expect that some, like, classic sci-fi fans would, like, try this out and expect the traditional, like, the jargon and the engineering talk and the...
That's not true. The best
aliens from outer
sci-fi
space.
works do not have a lot of jargon. It's really everything, the rules of it and what happens are really just based off of atmosphere. Like Blade Runner,
Yeah.
Alien, those are like sci-fi cult hits. Like even Star Wars doesn't really have a lot of exposition. It's just there's a bad empire, we got to take it down. We got like lightsabers, all right, let's go. That's really Star Wars. Like, nothing really gets explained. And the only time where they really tried to explain anything was with the prequels, and everyone hated that. So
yeah, but like even Star
Stop.
Wars couldn't stop itself from explaining the Force with this like microorganism bollocks.
we don't talk about middle.
I love it. I genuinely, unironically love the fact that explanation is in there.
Now, I'm shocked you're not watching Sirius the Jaeger.
It's not subbed yet, and anything that's meant for an adult audience, I try and watch subbed.
Fair.
But yeah, kids movies, Pokemon movie, totally good.
I'm pretty sure it is subbed though. Not you know.
Oh, you watched Mina no Monogatari?
Yeah, I loved it. I reviewed it for ANN and gave it
How do you feel about
a high review.
How do you feel about Daza's lukewarm reception?
That's the first time I've ever heard that take on it, because I don't know. I thought that having lots of characters and having their stories like kind of intersect and having the focus move away from Ash was a good thing, and I've heard the same from most other people I've spoken to. There's this popular Pokemon Twitter person called Dogazoo's Backpack. He's known for exclusively using Japanese names for everything, so that nobody in the English-speaking fandom can understand anything they're talking about. And yeah, they give it an even like more flattering review than I did, and spoiled the entire film. But yeah, I don't know. It's well regarded pretty much universally, except for
I missed the name of what you guys were even talking about.
Pokemon Mina no Monogatari.
Yeah, it's called The Power of Us in English. I
thought it was called like Everyone's Story.
It's the direct translation is Everyone's Story. Everyone, not Monogatari. So yeah, they're totally like going straight into the Power of One remake bait, because that's what people were initially excited about, but it's got nothing to do with that film at all. And like,
How was the Gyaru?
Gyaru?
what?
Gyaru?
The gal.
Oh,
the
Gal. Yeah,
Like, yeah.
she's new. Everything's new. All of the Lugia scenes show up in the trailers.
That wasn't an answer to Glenn's
Yeah?
question.
There is no question. All I heard
I
was
asked how
Gyaru.
she was.
Oh, sorry. Like, you cut out at that moment where you said the question, so all I heard was Gyaru. All I heard was just you saying Gyaru. And I was like, yeah, she exists.
He's just chanting.
Yeah, that's something I do.
I thought you were doing like Gal Gal for a moment there. I was like,
No.
yeah, it's a bear noise.
I just wanted to know if she was hot.
Oh, I mean, she's like 15, but she has a very good arc within the story.
Thank you, Callum.
I don't, she's got, like, I think she's got the most screen time. out of any of the side characters.
It makes sense. I mean, the other side characters, what, are like there's like a grandma, like a little kid who's even younger than Ash, and like I don't even know who else.
The little kid gets quite a bit because hers is like her story is Zerora's story. My favorites is like the old man, who just keeps on telling like white lies, and so that his niece will appreciate him. Because
Okay.
it's implied very early on that her dad died or something, or they went through a divorce or something. And actually, I think it definitely is. He died. They never explicitly say it though. So he's saying all these white lies, and then obviously it's revealed that he's lying, and he's got to kind of repair his relationship. And there's this pseudo wudo that follows him around, and because its name in Japanese is Usoki, it just says uso, so lie, and then he gets mad because the way it says its name just implies that it's saying lie to everything he says. Oh, it's gonna be a terrible localization though. You can't localize a lot of my favorite parts of this film.
Yeah, I'm trying to imagine if they were to give him a name that sounds like a lie,
Yeah, you'd have to
if his last name is Lee, but you just pronounce it as Li, lie. That's happened to me before, so yeah.
The Pokemon is pseudo wudo, so
Pseudo Widow? Oh, okay.
So you'd have to have him go. So in English he goes pseudo or wudo or whatever. So unless you want to try to explain to children that pseudo is another word for false, and then have that be a recurring thing.
It's fine. Kids are dumb. It doesn't matter. Yeah. They'll just see Pokemon and they'll be happy.
They'll probably honestly you can remove the entire joke from the film and just leave it there. And just have pseudo widow just be a friendly Pokemon and erase the entire annoyance with its name or whatever.
I'm very checked out right now.
What?
I'm very checked out right now.
From Pokemon.
I don't even remember watching the trailer besides there being the girl.
Okay, if you're so into gals, what about Sunahara? So
no one else is watching that though.
I am.
I know, and it's one of the best shows this season.
What are people watching this season then? Okay, well, let me just say Sunahara Soul is actually really fun. It's a nod back to times when I enjoyed anime. Oh, and Asobi Asobase. Is anyone watching that?
I've seen memes.
I think you would really like it, Callum.
I'm an episode in.
Yeah, it's if Nichijou were good. You know?
That's a good way of putting it.
Basically, the joke formula is very similar to Nichijou, in which it's just really exaggerated punchlines, really exaggerated movements and reactions. But the problem with Nichijou, for me, I know most people find Nichijou funny, but I just never really... the comedy just never really hit me because...
Yeah, it was okay. I never liked it as much as everyone else.
The antics just weren't very connected with each other in Nichijou. You could see when jokes and gags were happening, but there wasn't really... In Nichijou never really has a good formula of build-up.
But that's why
Asobi Asobase is really great with build-up jokes because it layers jokes on top of each other. So there's one big joke, but there's 3 small jokes within it that just makes it even more funny. And I think it's great. Yeah, the first 10 minutes of Asobi Asobase plays the American anthem 3 times. So
with that, Seiji Kishi has earned my love for one more season.
Have you seen his Twitter pictures?
Seiji Kishi's? No.
Yeah, Seiji Kishi is fucking buff.
Him? He looks like he's chubby.
I know, because he was chubby. I'll see if I can. Okay.
He heard us talking shit, dude. I remember the earlier Anifix episodes. I'm gonna get that guy Callum May, Glen Goddard, and Matthew fucking Lee. And we don't talk about the 4th member of Anifix. Who was that?
I don't think I was in Anifix yet. It was just you two and with who was that guy?
I don't know. He was around though. We talked about Seiji Kishi so much. Holy shit, dude. He's ripped.
Yeah.
He's in better shape than all of us put together.
It's apparently that happened over 6 months. And now he's suddenly this incredibly buff guy just directing comedy anime.
I have to beat up. I have to. My animators weren't staying in line. Now they're afraid of me, so now they follow me anywhere. He's directing a show next. He's directing Radiant, which is the which is the adaptation of a French manga.
Yeah.
And that should be interesting.
Maybe. I don't know. I haven't read any of it, but yeah.
Yeah, but it's French, so it's got to be somewhat decent at the very least, right?
Apparently, it's very like fairy tale-ish. That's what I've
Like
heard.
fairy tale-ish, as in like
visually, I'm not sure about the concept. I don't know. Actually.
The French can do no wrong, besides with their current president, but it's all right.
Who's the current president?
That was a bad reference. No one's gonna get that. I'm talking to anime fans.
I
here.
literally only care about Japan, Matt. You never talk to me again.
Is that Macron?
Yeah, Macron.
What's up with it? Let's talk politics now.
No, it's not. It's not. Let's talk about fucking.
I love Attack on Titan.
Angela Merkel. How's Germany doing? Talking about Germany. Nah, the girl from Hanabado's from Denmark, actually.
Nice save.
I read some of the manga and it's like slightly different. It's not different in the fact that it like baits people in and like the character just changes completely. She goes from I like badminton to I'm gonna fucking stomp your nuts out with this fucking racket.
Well, I'm learning more about Emmanuel Macron right now. Apparently he instituted a begging ban and has been criticized for a lack of responsibility.
Yeah, no, he's not a great leader.
I hadn't heard about Emmanuel Macron, anything about him. So
Macron has just been like his policies have just not really been great for any of the population in France, so but you know, that's just how it works sometimes. Harukana Receive.
It's a good show.
Glen. Volleyball, yeah. Beach volleyball, that's like...
The only good American character to ever exist.
There's an American character in it?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's two American
Claire.
characters.
She's very attractive.
There's actually 3 American characters.
Yeah, but Claire's the only one that really matters
the mom's
that much.
coming. Claire's the best, yeah. Claire is like really cool.
Do they like actually have like American voice actresses?
No.
Or...
No.
God, no.
Okay.
No.
I would not be watching it if so.
I mean, like, so, like, presumably they speak English.
They speak Japanese.
Oh, what? So they always speak Japanese?
They're like fluent Japanese, and their mom's from like LA, who like speaks like Japanese English. So.
Japanese English. Oh, like she speaks like the kind of broken English.
Yeah.
I mean, the Japanese language is just becoming consistently more and more and more English.
There's so many loan words now. You can literally just like use an English word, try to like turn it into like a Japanese sound, and they'll probably understand you. Besides like stuff like tension, it means something completely different in Japan than it does in America.
Yeah.
Like tension in America is like a bad thing usually. Tension in Japan is like, you're really excited. You're really like fired up.
There's so many times where like I'm stuck. Like I need to explain something, and I need to pick one word, but I don't know a Japanese word, so I just have to say an English word. And like 7 times out of 10, I've accidentally chosen a loan word that everybody in the room understands.
With the right context, or?
Oh yeah, with the right context, yeah. And thankfully, I'm aware of the ones, but that like could be easy.
Yeah, because one time I was making a joke with a Japanese friend, and I said JK at the end, and she was like, that doesn't fucking mean just kidding. Like, oh, wow.
Tip for
JK in Japan means like, like you describe it, Callum.
Joshi calls it. For some reason, Matt just said high schooler to someone. High school girl specifically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Never tips for like foreigners coming to Japan. Don't joke. Don't say jokes. Don't try and joke.
Don't come to Japan if you're white. Except for me.
There's genuinely like a saying in Japan where it's called American joke. Basically, the Japanese do not think that Americans are funny, so they'll call any bad jokes, not even made by Americans, just like if they hear a bad joke, they will call it an American joke.
I hadn't heard that. It's great.
Yeah, no, that's a real thing. Like, if you can like just walk up to a Japanese person and just say a bad joke, like even if you are Japanese, the Japanese person would just be like, American joke, it's a bad joke. It's why.
The
There's
Japanese
so
are just
many,
better at everything. It's true.
There's so many times where during an interview I'm like, I should say a joke about that thing in the room, and then just that side of my head was just like, don't joke, don't ever joke in Japanese.
It doesn't end up well.
You just see you like see something objectively amusing and you laugh at it together, and that is it. You don't try and invent your own jokes. You just react to the world around
That
you.
really is how Japanese humor works, though, isn't it? Kind of, we don't really say anything. People just start laughing.
I feel like that and stories, I think anecdotes are always like just fine all the time.
Yeah,
but like
I guess.
if
Yeah.
you're trying to do a pun or trying to like do some specific observational comedy or do a meme or something, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like jokes almost have to be acted out in Japan for them to be funny. You can't just like give a sly remark and be like, haha.
Yeah.
It's weird. Glen,
Hmm?
anime, throw out an anime name,
Revue
we'll talk
Starlight.
about it. Yes, fucking Ikuhara, but not really Ikuhara is back.
Yeah. It is, if it weren't for the bad subs that people are watching, I'd be more happy about it.
Yeah, so there's a thing about like they didn't get the rights to sub the songs or something. Am I
Well,
right
no,
with
it's
that?
not even that. It's that the subs are bad in general and just makes, like, English mistakes that, like, ruin the continuity of sentences and conversation and, like...
Oh, really?
Basically, there's somebody that exists at Sentai Filmworks who doesn't really know the language. And you can tell that they get at least, like, one show a season.
Okay.
And they got Revue Starlight. And Revue Starlight's like subs. It's just like you don't even need to know a lot of Japanese words to be able to tell that it's just badly done. I wish I could just throw out a direct example, but I can't remember any right now because I don't watch those subs because I'd rather not. I'd rather not like it's kind of like subvertently ruin the show for me. Even then, like most people haven't noticed, so I guess it doesn't matter that much. But I don't know. I just noticed those like because I used to fan sub like so far back in the day that like shit like that bothers me like so much.
Well, I guess for Starlight specifically, it matters though because it's like a musical show, not musical in the sense of like Love Live or Can, but like in that like it's like a musical in the sense of like La La Land or like
It operates between like a choreographed stage play and like an art installation. It's very cool.
Yeah, no, it's really cool. It's like nothing like this has really been done in anime before, so it's really great. It's honestly it's the best show of the year, but no, like the best show of the season at the very
With
least.
Tadakun or Tadakun Doesn't Fall in Love, that was another one of Ikahara's disciples per se, and
Yeah.
like didn't really show very much. The influence was obviously there, but like here it's like
Was it? Was the influence
in the
there
first
in Tadakun?
episode.
Maybe
I would
like
argue the first episode for sure, yeah.
in color direction, maybe. But
But no, I mean it's a lot more apparent here that like Ikahara like
oh, it's super apparent, you know.
Ikahara like cut off his pinky and fed it to this person to give him their their power.
Basically, the very basis of the Ikuhara style is to just like follow like the idea of like a cumulative fairy tale or even like a magical girl show in which each episode will like climb up in its action to this one like sequence that will happen again and again every episode, and it like as that same sequence occurs again and again, like more and more context builds up and that bit changes. It's like a cumulative fairy tale. It's like the Big Bad Wolf, you know, like or Three Little Pigs, in which the story keeps on repeating itself in different ways until it reaches like the main punchline, which
Yep.
is what's great about Ikuhara's work and is always consistent. And this director, I forgot his or her name.
Furukawa.
Yeah, Tomo something for yeah.
Tomo Furukawa. What the fuck was it? It's Furukawa.
Yeah. Yeah, Shoujo Kakeki Revue Starlight is great. It's the best show of this season, one of the best shows of this year, without a doubt. It is just it's a gift that
Yeah, and he's not somebody who's just he doesn't just take from Ikahara. He's very much his own self. Because he never really takes off from reality in the way that Ikahara does, even though Ikahara's shows are, very grounded. in the
Mhm.
like emotional sense, but like in the physical sense, Furukawa like doesn't stray too far in comparison, and like tries to keep the set pieces as a more direct expression of character than like just fucking Ikuhara just going fucking
Just
wild.
doing, he's just
Just
doing
trying
what
to,
he
like,
does.
Just cause a disjunction between like the reality of his narrative.
Yeah, but that's why I'm really surprised at how controlled this feels. The show is just so everything is just highly intentional, and it doesn't feel like there's no misstep.
No, yeah, that's the thing about Ikuhara is I love him, and this is not a criticism in any way. I feel like he wings it sometimes, and it just works so well because he's just that good.
He definitely
Yes.
he winged it like Yuri Kuma. He winged it so hard.
I fucking love Ikuhara, that man.
Kunihiko Ikuhara, he's one of the best directors. He's my favorite director, my personal favorite director.
He had another
His new show?
Yeah, I forget exactly what the information was because it was a while ago now. I mean, we haven't recorded in so long. It's like there was so much like cool stuff that happened, and we just probably have forgotten about it. But Revue Starlight is the best show this season, which it's summer now.
Yeah.
I got a bit taken away. It's like we recorded in winter the last time we talked, I think.
The last time we talked about seasonal stuff was winter.
So basically, so far this year, there's been two good shows: Starlight and A Place Further in the Universe. Eurocamp kind of fits into there too, so 3 shows.
Bitch.
All right, 4 shows, 4 good shows. Last season had nothing good. Did it? Did it?
Callum? It's like, immediately what came to mind was Amanchu, but Amanchu Advance has the Peter arc, which is fucking not great.
There was something in winter that was really good this year.
Hinamatsuri was good, yeah.
Last period.
Yeah.
Last period was good, yeah.
You like Megalobox more than I do.
Oh, Megalobox was last
Yeah.
season? I thought Megalobox was in the winter.
Fucking Gun Gale Online, dude. Uma Musume!
Yeah, it has actually been a good year.
Gun Gale Online was boring.
No, it was not.
I was bored. I didn't really care.
How was Gun Gale Online boring?
I just didn't really care. I felt like our PUBG plays were like a lot more fun.
Oh my god.
They were.
No.
Mm.
We're Fortnite boys now. Where we drop
No,
in
no,
boys.
Really?
don't.
That's where-
don't
that's
say,
where-
no, we are not.
That's where AniPod's been, dude. We've been grinding on Fortnite.
Stop. That is not true. All right, everyone. We tried Fortnite once and it didn't work
It
out.
was so bad.
Megalobox was great. Actually, I take that back. Megalobox was the best show from last season. That and Hinamatsuri. Oh, Leighton too. The Leighton show was really good.
Leighton? Oh,
Kotori no
the
Nasatoki File. Yeah, the kids show.
That was Eurocamp also came out.
Eurocamp was the winter season.
Yeah, you said it like
I literally said Eurocamp as well. When I was like, oh yeah, 2 shows. No wait, Eurocamp.
Hisone Masaton was good as well.
Speak English.
Spring.
Wasn't it?
Yeah.
The soundtrack is good. Taisei Iwasaki, my man, going from Kekkai Sensen to this, he's good.
Kekkai Sensen
He's a good
Beyond
composer.
was such
It's
a good soundtrack.
I feel like the last half of Hisone Masaton is a bit iffy. Like, when it stops being about the dragons, which admittedly is a large amount of the show, then it kind of gets a bit harder to watch. But I think it's
Which show?
overall Hisone Masaton. Overall, I found it enjoyable.
Yeah,
The dragons were like somehow fighter jets as well.
Yeah.
Show.
And then also
You said
relationship.
that show
counselors.
was disappointing.
I thought it was alright.
The thing is, I feel like when I think about it, I feel as though I'm disappointed, but I don't even know what my expectations were. So I don't know what I'm disappointed about because I literally didn't know anything. There was literally nothing to know about it besides it was dragons that were jets, really. So I don't know. I just expected more from Kobayashi, I guess. It was interesting. But it's
I felt like last season there were more stuff to talk about. Sorry.
from Spring, honestly, yeah. But
Oh, Wotaku was awful.
Was that the drinking one?
No, that was the
Not
that
really.
was the adult romantic comedy in The Office, Wataku ni Koe wa Muzikashi.
Oh, yeah.
Like, what was the?
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
basically
even,
about two abusive
what was the English
relationships.
name that they localized it as? I don't even remember.
Love is hard for an otaku
Oh,
or
yeah,
something.
Oh, that yeah, okay, yeah.
The character designs are great, but like they didn't really change them much from the manga, obviously. But it's like, yeah, it wasn't as funny as I remember it being in the manga.
Yeah, and the show doesn't
I
move.
think
it a
the
full
anime just
brother?
like the anime just had whenever it was the guy MC talking, it just wasn't his delivery wasn't as it should have been. It felt like, or like it came off. The jokes came off more condescending than they did funny.
No, Hinamatsuri was really good. It was like that was
Yeah.
like a huge surprise. I did not expect it to be like that powerful at certain times.
No one believed me. Dude, it's so weird to think that I've been reading Hinamatsuri for like 8 years or something.
I mean, it got me into the manga. The manga is really funny
Yeah.
too. Like the jokes just
I
really
really
just
hope you can
go
see. It's one
on.
of like I've kind of given up on ever like thinking I want a season 2 because like I know most of the time, but like Hinamatsuri, it's like I believe.
Last period has like a amazing first like 4 or 5 episodes, and then it kind of like dials down like a lot after like towards the end.
I suppose it was very much like it was almost like as good as Konosuba at points, which
In the beginning, almost. But like nothing like can
yeah,
match
which
Konosuba
is like
though.
I think that's like one of the best things I can say about like a comedy show. It's like the fact you reached those heights. It's like you did good, kid. Especially since it was just like
Yeah.
a random video game adaptation that just made fun of other video games, basically.
No, it did, but like it had its own sort of like character to like that whole sort of meta comedy. Like there's a in the first few episodes there really is like a lot of subtlety, a lot of things that weren't subtle, but also a lot of things that were.
Mm-hmm. It's we should probably stop talking about anime. We're gonna give Callum a fucking aneurysm.
Callum's just gonna have a stroke if he like hears like one more show's name being called out.
Give me like one show this season for someone like me who doesn't watch anything that like I'm specifically doing a video on.
From summer?
From
Happy Sugar Life.
Fuck you.
What?
It's seriously
What's wrong with
Happy
Happy Sugar Life?
I haven't seen it yet, but
Happy Sugar Life is awesome, alright? It's epic.
Epic.
Where we
is
drop
that
it,
really
boy.
is that really the fucking word you want to use?
No, I've read it and the anime is like just it's pretty full on the exact same. It's very legal in my opinion. You should watch it.
Yeah. I think that's what people like.
It's very legally and not illegal and not like
that's,
morally corrupt.
That's what I heard from everyone. They were like, the best part of this show is how legal it is.
It's literally about an older girl who murders like this little girl's parents because she like falls in love with her, and then like
and then like kills other romantic rivals. Or...
yes, and every other romantic rival is as like fucked up and crazy as her. Every character that shows up, if you think even for a moment, oh, they're normal, they're fucking not. Even the little girl isn't normal. She becomes a monster. She was a monster. It's wonderful.
what the fuck?
There was a
It's
poster for
it's
that
great.
show like outside my local supermarket, and it was weird. Just walking past that every day.
I miss just having random anime
know.
posters like all around me in Japan.
And, like, anime fans outside of Japan are so insistent on not set on like trying to pretend that Tokyo isn't literally an anime city. They're saying no, it's full of culture, and no, it's not. It's full of anime.
Fuck off. Tokyo is like it's full of so much other like bits of subculture than anime, but like anime is pretty ubiquitous.
Anime is the consistent. You cannot. If you are like genuinely going and doing things in like larger parts of Tokyo, you cannot go the entire day without seeing anime. You can't take a train without seeing anime.
Yeah, there's always at least one in. I remember my station had a poster for Liz and the Bluebird. But, like, it's just, like, if you go to a 7-Eleven or Lawson's, then you already, like, run into anime. I remember they were selling ReZero figures at my Lawson's.
Yeah. That was, like, hyping up for the OVA that
The OVA?
would come out in 6 months.
Lawson does a lot of collaborations with ReZero. I forgot. Is it because, like, does he disappear in front of a ReZero? What the fuck? In front of a
He is in a Lawson's,
in front of a
I'm pretty
Lawson's?
sure, yeah.
Is it Lawson's? Okay.
I think it was.
It's one of them. There's like 12 different companies though.
Yeah.
Callum, which one's your favorite? That's the most important.
Lawson's 100 because everything's 100 yen.
Okay. I shouldn't have asked. Which of the big ones are your favorite?
Well, if it was
Not like any, like...
a standard Lawson, a standard 7-Eleven, a standard Family Mart.
Mini Stop as well.
I've only been in a mini stop once, and that's to use their ATM. 7-Eleven.
Did you have a Circle K where you were?
No, don't have a Circle K.
There was a Circle K where I was.
My favorite one is 7-Eleven. They've got good pasta sauce there.
7-Eleven's pretty good. Honestly, I'm like torn between Family Mart or 7-Eleven. I like Lawson's. I like the Lawson's uniform. I think that's like pretty fun.
Oh yeah, fucking fan artists love it too.
They don't have a uniform in
but
their
like,
Lawson's one.
Lawson has like really good chicken. I forgot which chicken, but like Lawson's has really good chicken.
Are you seriously trying to tell me that Lawson's chicken is better than Fammy Chicky?
They're just so close to each other. I can't really say for sure.
The Fammy Chicky one is like spicy.
What?
So.
What are you talking about?
The Family Mart chicken.
You thought this was an anime podcast? This is a convenience store podcast.
What do you mean it's spicy? What?
Like the Fammy Chicky chicken, like the fat.
It's not.
It is
not really.
They have like a. Was I just ordering like a specifically spicier one?
It's not spicy, unless you're just really susceptible to spicy.
Because I remember going with someone and then them saying, "Oh, this is too spicy for me. You have it." So I had 2 Fammy Chicky, and it was one of the best days of my life.
I don't think it's spicy. What? Was he white?
No. I don't. I
like
know.
Asians are kind of weak to spicy food too.
I might have ordered.
Besides Koreans.
Yeah, I might have ordered something different. I don't know. It was definitely
I don't
from
recall
Family Mart,
chicken
though,
being
but,
spicy.
Yeah.
I mean, I just went to 7-Eleven most of the time because 7-Eleven was literally just at my corner.
7-Eleven's just.
So I just.
Good. Just
7-Eleven was great just to walk in at like 1 a.m. and just be like, "Irashaimase." I'm like, yeah, boy.
Yeah. I remember, like, I've been reading, like, a few manga recently, where, like, the characters go to, Tokyo. For instance, the Yuri manga that recently got an anime.
The one that's coming out next season?
Kase-san and Morning Glories.
The OVA.
Yeah, the OVA. Like, later on in that story, they move to Tokyo together, and, like, the first thing they talk about is going to the convenience store to get ice cream at midnight.
I love how, like, convenience stores and, like, trains are just embedded into Japanese culture at this point.
Yeah. And, like, it feels like Konbini ice is just... That's just Tokyo culture. That's something that even Japanese people can appreciate as soon as they come to the big city.
Konbini ice? What, like getting ice from the icebox?
No, ice, like... convenience store ice cream, like Konbini ice.
Oh, okay.
Like it's just
what, like the ones in like the bottles where you have to like squeeze out of?
No, it's just an ice cream, like
just any ice cream.
Any ice cream from a convenience store, and people will refer to it as Konbini ice.
The ice cream in konbinis are like kind of a bit more expensive than like elsewhere though.
Not if you shop, but
unless you go to like Lawson's 100.
Exactly.
No, there was a Lawson's 100 like by my station, but I was like 15 minutes away from that place, so.
As long as you're like not getting Haagen-Dazs, I think it's pretty.
Why would I get Haagen-Dazs? Well, no, actually, no. There was a really good Haagen-Dazs flavor in Japan, like for Christmas especially. They had like the Christmas special flavor, which is really good. No idea what it was, but like rum raisin maybe or something.
Oh.
Like rum raisin mixed with something.
Yuri went on hiatus. Fucking kill me, man.
What, the manga?
Yeah. Rum
How long's it
raisin.
been
Yeah,
going?
Glen. Rum Raisin is Toshino Kyoko's favorite ice cream.
Kyoko!
Oh, God.
Rum Raisin's really fucking
it's
good.
gone
It
on
makes
for a long
sense.
time, and like they called it indefinite hiatus for some reason, which is like scary. But like I believe it'll come back. It's
I feel
ridiculous
like
how much anime we got of Yuri Yuri. So
that's
much of it.
like
I just love how like the
Kira
mangaka
show,
has basically said like they are never going to age.
It's just like at some point you just have to be like, yeah, I don't want them to be older than 13. That's how old they are, right?
They're in middle school, so yeah, probably.
Yeah, 13, 14.
Akari's like in their first year, so
Who?
yeah, Akari's in their Akari. Oh,
Oh, that was...
Fuck the Rem joke, dude. Akari had the Rem joke.
Callum, have you
before
seen
anyone-
Yuri
Of
Yuri?
course I've fucking seen Yuri Yuri.
If you have not seen Yuri Yuri, why are you even watching us?
Well, is the next episode just gonna be like us realizing that, hey, not enough of you watch Yuri Yuri, so we're gonna do a reaction podcast now.
Honestly, none of you guys probably watch enough of like anything. You guys probably
No,
I don't know.
I'm fairly sure that people that watch AniPods or AniFix or whatever
Who even listens to anime
is
podcasts?
they watch more anime than us. The
Not
viewer.
me.
Oh yeah, for sure. Honestly,
Okay, maybe not more than Glen, but definitely more.
okay,
than me.
no, not Glenn watches literally everything. So
But
you watch literally nothing. I'm like in
I watch
between.
anime films that nobody else has seen, so
Yeah, because they're
like a new
because they're
level of
not in their
hipster.
fucking
Because they don't have
country.
the chance to, you
Yeah.
fucking asshole.
Even then, I'm too much of a fucking loser to go to the movies by myself. So
Come to New York.
I'd still be lazy and be like, nah. The only film I'd want to see in theaters is Girls in Panzer Der Film. Or Das Finale Part 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Das Finale Part 2 is not going to come out until next year. It's just painful. Glenn, think of it like this. We had to wait a year and a half for like the second part of a 6-parter.
Yeah. The Princess Principal movies, which are only going to start in 2016, or 2019, are going to finish before the Girls in Panzer films finish.
At the Shirobako event, they were
Yeah.
saying, "Oh yeah, the director needs to make sure he finishes this Girls in Panzer film soon, so they can start on Shirobako."
Oh my god.
Is that what they
Yeah,
said?
that's what they're saying.
So that means they're going to make Shirobako film in between part 2 and 3 of Das Finale?
Guess so.
Probably.
How old are we gonna be when Das Finale ends? Like, it's like great. There's always gonna be new girls in Panza.
I don't want to think about how I don't want to think about how old I am when fucking part 6 finally comes out. It's like he's just giving us more time to die so we don't finish it. That's my only reason for living right now, is that I need to watch all 6 parts of Das Finale.
When I went into Girls in Panza and I heard about like the infamous thing on how like the last 3 episodes were delayed like for an insane amount of time, I was always thinking, yeah, like I binged Girls in Panza like it was nothing because I'm like from the future, and now like look at me now. Have any of you watched the Tsukumogami show?
Is it from summer?
Yeah.
I don't even know. You should just be like, hey Glenn, have you watched this? You shouldn't ask Callum.
Yeah. I thought so.
I was
fine
mainly
with-
asking you.
What
Glenn.
show was that again?
The Edo period show where they have like the Tsukumogami
Oh.
thing.
No, I know I remember seeing the PV. No, I haven't started that.
I might have seen an episode.
It
of
looks
that.
pretty, but
If it's the
so
one, I think it's.
I'm watching all the degenerate shows.
Are you talking about Senjushi? Are
what?
you talking about Senjushi?
No,
Oh, okay.
no.
No, he's talking about a show that's like it's by like Telecom.
Yeah. Okay. Have either of you guys seen Anohana, the reboot?
What?
Anohana,
The reboot.
Isekai version. Anohana, Sword Art Online version.
What the fuck are you talking about?
The Subaru show.
Oh. Yeah, actually.
The Subaru
It's-
show?
It's not really an isekai show because it's like
It's more like Sword Art Online,
Yeah,
but
it's-
like also Anohana.
it's a video game.
In which is like these kids who were like playing like RuneScape when they were kids. Like one of them died while playing RuneScape, so like they broke up as like a group of friends, and now they're playing like virtual reality RuneScape, and Menma comes back to life in like game form, but she can't log out. She's like stuck in the game. So I guess if she dies in the game, she dies forever.
It's like Yui from SAO.
I'm so confused.
It's like called Shiseize no Subaru. It's by Lurch. It's not good. Like,
It's this season?
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
holy shit.
There's nothing redeeming about it that I can say.
Yeah, that literally is the same plot as Anohana. Oh my god.
Matt, you're watching that?
No, I'm not. I was asking about people. Well, okay, I saw the first episode.
Because
But
it makes sense for me
that
to be
was
watching
just-
it.
So you read the entire like description of what the show is and thought, I'll give it an episode.
I was just curious.
Okay.
Callum, he actually gives anime a try.
Planet
I was like, let me see how they take it.
Planet With is good though. That's my takeaway from the season.
I'm just gonna continue ignoring you.
It's like, I love Island, but I'm not gonna fucking mention
I think
it.
I've said that 3 times this podcast.
I love Island, the visual novel, and the anime is like fine.
Yo, Banana Fish fucking like gets New York wrong again,
Yeah, but there's gay dudes in that.
which I guess is okay. Yeah, but
It's
still,
it's like, but there's
that's
so-
not a good
it's
excuse for,
well,
like,
it's
the-
like
the-
it's not gay
depicting New York
enough
wrong.
to like make the show good.
it's like if I want gay, I'd just watch Love Stage still, because nothing has been better than Love Stage for that. So
This season kind of sucks. Oh, this
Starlight's
not
good.
really. No, actually, Cells at Work is good.
No,
The new Free's good. There's a lot of stuff I can talk about, but like, there's no point in really.
Cells at Work isn't good. It's not.
How?
Okay, the platelets are good. Like, they're fucking adorable.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's just so fucking boring.
No, Matt, you think everything's.
I think you're boring.
I am. I mean, I'm pretty predictable. In that, like, everything I say or will bring up is in regard to fucking Japan. Yeah. But Free Dod to the Future is actually really good because it's more like the movie High Speed than it is like the original like Free seasons. Even then, Eternal Summer was good, but Dod to the Future is like almost completely different in most ways. Especially since like it's funny because the director of the original Free is directing Banana Fish now. She goes wherever the cute boys are.
What's her name? Uroko something. Uroko something.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you're not watching the new Free, Callum. It's in Australia. So, like...
Oh,
you're not-
I've been watching a few episodes of it.
Just, like, skipping to the Australia bits? Like, where is it in Australia? Sydney or Melbourne?
I think it's Sydney. Actually, the thing is, I watched High Speed and hated it. So everything.
How did you hate High Speed?
High Speed is the most dull film I've seen. It because I love the first season of Free. Second season I was a bit iffy on. High Speed is atrocious.
That is literally
just
the
wanna-
opposite of how you should be. You like.
I just want to let people who are listening know that Callum has said this about Disappearance. Basically, he thinks that the Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya is a lot better than the
Yeah,
Disappearance.
because it's fun.
Callum, you are
No,
an
we've talked
anomaly.
about. I get where Callum's coming from. I don't think
Disappearance?
Disappearance is bad for it though.
And you also understand why High Speed is a dull film that shouldn't
No,
exist.
because that's completely different. Eternal Summer was already like different. Like it was already leading you that way.
I know, and that's what I didn't like about Eternal Summer. I liked... It should have stopped at the first season. Free has never picked up.
Wait, no, the first Free was just same old sports stuff, though. Just like
It wasn't just that. Like, they've been rehashing the same... Look, High Speed is exactly the first season, but with different characters having the same motivations as different characters. The first season, just as some attempt to increase the cast for that.
Callum,
I don't know. I hate all the new characters.
High Speed is an adaptation of the original novel where they're kids. The original Free is like
It's not... Is that...
those characters already existed.
I know the characters already existed, but is it a direct adaptation of the novel, though?
High Speed, not like a direct adaptation, no. But
Yeah,
like,
I don't think it was
the original novel written was about them as kids, and then and then Free was about them not as kids,
Yeah, I know.
like the anime.
And I thought they had it right with the first season. I don't know. I feel like High Speed never really needed to exist. except to establish new characters for season 3, which are now retconned into existence as they haven't been
I don't
mentioned
think it's a
since.
criticism to be like, you don't need to exist. It doesn't make it any less of a fucking phenomenal film.
Oh, no. I mean, I think it's a terrible film, and I don't want it to exist.
There you go.
That's, yeah.
You're fucking wrong, but there you go. I want to know more of why it's like just
it's
dull.
terrible.
It's just like I can't go anywhere with that.
Nothing. There's no specific characters storyline within that film that I could get at all attached to.
It was like the first time that it was so apparent that there was such a colorful surface to the characters, that there was more than just Haruka likes water, Makoto likes Haru. Callum, I just want you to admit that you're just sexualizing all of these fucking teenage boys.
What?
You want to see the abs, and you're like, oh, they're little boys now? I don't want none of that. Callum,
to be honest, they don't even swim
I'm
for most
texting
of
your
the film.
girlfriend right now. I am letting her know that you are a closeted homosexual and you have been leading her on for fucking years.
Hey, I'm Callum's girlfriend's best friend, so like I can text her
Dude,
that.
let's text her at the same time.
Let's do it.
Hey, what is up?
My life is falling apart.
Callum May, as you may know him as your boyfriend,
She actually calls me the Canipa effect.
likes boys. As someone who is also attracted to anime boys, I can confirm this. He doesn't
Thanks
like
for
high speed as
watching.
well, so you should probably dump him.
Oh, Glenn, Yuragi-san. What's your opinion? of that?
Yuragi-san's way better than I expected. Because like I didn't read that much of the manga. I read like 10 chapters of the manga, and I want some like ecchi fun series to read, and like I read it, and it was pretty boring. Honestly, it wasn't like to Love Rue levels, not even DxD levels, not Testament levels, and it was just like
Nothing is Testament levels.
And
Porn
but, like,
isn't
the
even
anime,
Testament levels at points.
The anime is like adapted parts where it's like it's pretty fucking good. If you want to see some anime titty, there's some high level anime titty going on.
Do
you think so?
I remember when the manga came out.
I think it goes places a bit further than I expected. I don't think it's like as interesting as like Testament.
Well, like, I just feel like Testament sort of like killed off like every other ecchi show because it takes it places, and like even the Calvary does the same thing. Like you have like To Love Rue, Calvary, and like Testament. Like Testament has a shit story, but like with the reason why you're really watching it, it like gives you a lot.
It's like, Yuragi-san is Shonen Jump, isn't it?
I don't know.
It's like it's weird to think.
Yeah, it is.
Because like
it is
recently Gintama ended, and that means like Haikyuu is the third oldest series still going, besides Hunter x Hunter and One Piece. That's really like weird. I don't know, maybe it's because I've been reading Haikyuu since like it started in like 2012, so it's like, where's the time gone? It's like I never cared about Gintama, but seeing Gintama end, like, just made me realize that. I was hoping you'd like go there with me, Callum, be like, oh, it's so poignant to think about, but no, you just sat there in silence. So thanks.
Callum was just thinking about Josh and
Is Callum
John
even there
Dropkick.
anymore?
I'm sorry, I just zoned out for a moment there.
What the fuck, dude? I was relying on you.
I heard Gintama and I stopped listening.
Yeah, genuinely, you said Gintama's ending soon. It's like, oh, okay, I don't care.
I literally, in the same sentence, I literally said, I don't care about Gintama.
Did you?
I'm sorry, but like you started that sentence with Gintama, and that's the point where even the live action movie of Gintama I couldn't get into.
I don't understand people who are into Gintama. I don't get it. I really don't. I've tried Gintama. I don't get it.
Yeah.
I
like the scenes that you can find on YouTube where you're just getting like occasional parodies and like, oh, that's fun. No, I don't.
I'd rather just watch Asobi Asubes.
There's only
pretty
13, 12 episodes of that.
Yeah, and also I don't have to watch like a million episodes of Gintama. And also Gintama for so long, despite not needing to be, it was like in 4:3, like standard def for so fucking long.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck that.
I remember a lot of people were saying, "Oh, you should watch Gintama because by like arc 4 or 5,
By
the
episode
specific
400, you're really
Yeah.
gonna be into it.
It's like the whole Final Fantasy 13 gets good 60 hours in, except it's always good.
I enjoyed Final Fantasy 13, Callum. I'm with you.
Oh yeah,
One of like 3 people.
it's, as long as you're like you don't want to explore any of the things you see, it's great.
And it doesn't make you, because it's just straight line. There you go.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't recommend the game to people, but
I recommend watching all the cutscenes on YouTube because the cutscenes are amazing.
Did you play Lightning Returns?
I did the cutscene thing for Lightning Returns.
Because I heard like the game is actually like extremely good and like the actual gameplay.
I stopped playing as soon as the as soon as like people were saying the gameplay got good, just because I was so burnt out.
I don't want to have fun.
Yeah, because I was so burnt out on the gameplay of like 13, and then I later found out. Oh,
okay.
Apparently
So we've been recording for a long time.
Yeah.
Let's bring it to a close. But since this kind of just did turn into us talking about summer, a little bit of spring, and a little bit of winter, but we mostly talked about summer shows, even though I didn't really expect us to, because no one's really seen that much. And even then, like you said, summer's like it's kind of a dull season. We didn't talk about Planet With at all.
No, unfortunately.
Planet With, the new free, Asobe.
However, the thumbnail will be My Hero Academia.
Oh God. Harukana Receive, and I'm just saying all the shows that like I think are like fun and I'd recommend, like Suna Hasura-san and Revue Starlight. Isekai Mao, fuck. Isekai Mao's good. If you want to watch good anime, watch Isekai Mao.
Okay.
Matthew? So, these two have no shows they would recommend. They hate anime?
You just went through the entire chart and named every show.
You said the show I'd recommend first, so Planet With.
You left us Marvel Future Avenger second season. So.
Oh wait,
well, it's because like
Space Bug. Yeah, it's called The Journey Home in English.
It looks like B movie.
It is. It's sci-fi B movie. I've watched like 3 episodes. It is the show. It's one of the shows that I've watched the most of this season.
We managed to dodge like the 3 most popular shows. We dodged Attack on